Before we start this episode, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Lori Medic of Five Star Painting of Tulsa. Lori and her husband Trevor are incredible to work with. They are my go-to painting company because they are engaged in every step of the process. The paint consultation to the follow-up, they ensure your project is beautifully completed in a timely manner, and they are meticulous with every detail so you don't have to be. They are also friendly, knowledgeable, and combine top quality work with high quality products. Other attributes that set Five Star Painting apart include being family owned, insured, and members of the Tulsa Home Builders Association. So when you have a painting project here in the Tulsa area, Five Star Painting is the one to call, and they provide free estimates. Connect with them online at fivestarpainting.com/Tulsa or give them a call at 918-500-5788. It's amazing how a fresh coat of paint can transform a space. Connect with them today and you will be so glad you did. And now on to the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sharing Passion and Purpose podcast. My name is Nancy Moore, and I am the host of this weekly podcast that provides career and creative inspiration to help you build a passionate and purpose-filled life. You'll hear from guests that will help you tap into your creative potential, pursue a career with passion, and build on your biggest and best resource, yourself. I'm excited to have you join this conversation. I'm so happy you're here. Let's get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Sharing Passion and Purpose podcast. I am Nancy Moore, the host of this podcast, and I am thrilled today to be joined by a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, Jordan Reynolds. And let me tell you a little about Jordan. And it's so funny because she is such a stellar individual, so smart. She is a marketing strategist, social media expert, and entrepreneur who helps businesses build meaningful connection with their audience through intentional marketing and content strategies. So she yesterday led personal workshop for my inner circle, and they connected so quickly with her. And what stuck out to me, she gave so much amazing content, but what stuck out to me was her discussing AI. And I shared with her that is one of my most listened to episodes right now because I'm wanting to embrace it. I know a lot of people are quite yet in the way that they maybe should. And so she gave some tangible tricks to incorporate AI, which I think we need to get on that bandwagon. And so I asked her today to join us because she has so much knowledge and wisdom to share. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Good. We'll get to this, but we host a podcast. We host women's retreat. But it's so important when you are trying to figure something out to get connected with somebody who knows about it. And so on social media, I'll drop the link so you can connect with her. She's constantly giving great tips, great advice, that kind of thing. And we will hear about more of that today. But if you could just start out by telling people a little bit about how you got started in social media and what you do for people, just in a nutshell, and then we're going to get into AI.
Yeah, I've been doing social media for a really long time. I joke that I'm like a grandma because I started doing personal branding, community building before it was like even a thing that people knew about. I started teaching fitness at 17. I first started on social media because I knew I needed to keep my class full. And so I started a community and started growing that. And then when I was 19, I started a wellness business. And to grow that business, I looked around and I thought, I think social media would be a really good place. And so I slowly started using social media for that, seeing great results, growing community. And that business, within 2.5 years, I was able to grow it into a 6-figure business. and slowly started doing, content for brands. Brands started asking me, that turned into management, that turned into coaching people. I didn't really even know that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm just helping people get more visible on social media. That landed me in a marketing job, and I was able to help that business scale from 7 to 8 figures in a couple years. And now I love what I do so much. I now do coaching. I host content creation retreats all over the US. We have our fourth one coming up in California in September. We just had one in Scottsdale, Arizona in April. We do social media management with my agency. We do paid ads for people. And I just love social media so much because people believe it can be the biggest like time suck for your business, but I personally believe that it can be the biggest asset whenever you learn how simple it can be to show up and you can be consistent. So I love to simplify it, and I think it is such an amazing tool. So that's a little
Yeah.
bit about
Yeah.
me.
You and I are so like-minded with community building, and we've had conversations about this. We each have our own communities, and just really supporting women.
Yeah.
And you have such a heart for that too, and you have seen personally, firsthand how successful you can be just through reaching out on social media. And I shared this with my inner circle about you not being afraid to put yourself out there and try different things and see what sticks. And so through that, like you're saying, you're one of the OGs truly of content creation, branding. You've seen all of that. And what is cool about you is you are constantly, you're on the cutting edge. When I text you about something, you just know what is going on. And so when you were sharing with my inner circle all of the cool strategies, and then you started talking about AI, I thought you are just still so in it, like what's going on. So I want to kind of segue into AI because we don't have a ton of time, but I will share with my group that Jordan is going to go live with me in my school community on Wednesday, June 17th at noon. Excuse me, at 11 Central Standard Time. And so I'll include this in the notes. But if you all are hearing this podcast, you want to know who she is, or maybe you even have a question, a social media question, that's the time. Jump in my community, meet Jordan, hear from her. She and I will be talking a little bit, but she would love to answer questions at that time. So we'll do that. I'm so excited to do that again in my school community. So AI has gotten to where people are talking about the different platforms. I know you talked about Claude, you talked about Chat GPT. What are people using, and how are they using it right now for specifically for social media?
Yeah, I think a lot of people that are probably listening to this are just using Chat GPT to kind of come up with ideas. And that's what I see a lot of, but there's not a lot of prompting. And so people get frustrated with what it is that it spits back out to them. And they think, well, it doesn't sound like me. I don't really know how to use this. And then they feel really like overwhelmed and defeated. So if you feel that way, I want to give you some encouragement that it just really needs to get to know you. And so the first thing I teach anybody that works with me is you have to let chat or any of these AI bots, whether you use Gemini or Claude, let them get to know you. Of course, there's things that like if you're somebody that's like, I don't want them to know me completely, use it for your business and share the things that are important so that it can really get not just your voice, but also your backstory, who you are, who you help, why you help them, why you're passionate about it, and the offers and how people can work with you. Because if it doesn't know that, it's going to spit out a bunch of very generic things that really don't help grow your business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing I would say is I do something called a voice blueprint, and that's where you go through those promptings and you share each piece of that. I love chat. I feel like he is like my guy. I feel like Claude is great too. I love Claude. Claude, I highly recommend. Yes, the chats inside of Claude are great, but if you're somebody that wants to use Claude to do things like content creation, where it helps you with things to put on your carousels on Instagram or on your reels, you want to use what is called a project in Claude so that all of that information stays there and it doesn't share different things between different chats. So I highly recommend uploading or doing your voice blueprint there and working inside of a project that's specific. It just kind of keeps things organized for AI, but I love Claude. There's so much that can happen on there. I feel like the messaging is great on there. You just have to work with it. Claude Cowork is a whole different ballgame. That is where you guys have probably heard about AI agents where people can do things, or the AI can do things for you, like answer emails, schedule things for you. It's amazing and it's ever changing, but it just gets me so excited because I think we shouldn't be scared of this. It's like it's coming regardless, but I want you to start thinking, how can I start using this to make my business grow faster? And I don't have to either A, hire more people to do these tasks because AI can do them and it does it really well. And B, you can take it off your plate so that you can do the things in your business you need to do. So I just get so excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, I remember, and this is ringing in my head about you talking about how you can tell now that chat or whatever has created social media content.
Yeah.
And you even said people are starting to sound the same, and you are encouraging people to do something. And so I'd love for you to kind of share what you were encouraging my inner circle to do, because I found it so helpful.
100%. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen this on social. You've probably seen a lot of people have what is called M dashes on their captions. It's just that little dash across whenever they have little text. That's a dead giveaway that their AI basically wrote that. Another way that AI likes to write things is it's this, not that. I know you've seen that a lot too. Or try this, not that. It just likes to default to that. And so I always like to tell it, like, I don't want that. I want you to say more like this. I want it to appeal to this kind of person. So that's where I believe AI is a great tool and a great partner. I definitely don't think that it's like you can just ask it for things and then you don't have to be involved. I think the best way to use AI is as a tool for sure.
Okay. Okay. That is very helpful. Um, on as far as people saving time, if they are utilizing AI, what do you share that maybe they could that could help them do? So whether it is creating content, whether it's captions, whether it is, something else. I don't know what you share that maybe is helpful for people, because time is such a precious commodity, especially for so many female entrepreneurs that you work with who are doing a lot of their own social media, um, and need that encouragement.
I'm like so excited to talk about this. Okay. So I shared this yesterday with Nancy's Inner Circle. They're amazing. And especially if you're doing your own social media, you guys know how much time it takes. So I love teaching batching. Batching is whenever you do all of your content at one time. And I teach it in a way that it doesn't feel overwhelming. It actually feels really empowering because you see how quickly with AI, and of course you as well, because we don't want to lose your voice, you can be consistent on social media and it doesn't have to take over your life. So I love to do something that I call a pre-batch day, where I work with AI and I decide how much content that I'm going to be posting, where I'm going to be posting, and what topics I'm also going to be talking about. What offers am I going to be talking about? And who am I speaking to? And I'll work with AI and I'll get things like, for instance, what B roll I'm going to be filming. Um, I'll get the text on screen. I'll have it write the caption out. There might be some back and forth that needs to happen, but I want to do all of that strategy work up front. And then I will put it onto a Google document, or a notes app on your phone works too. And that way, all of my content is pretty much planned out for me and it doesn't have to feel overwhelming. And I don't have to basically open the app and try to figure out what I'm posting every single day. If you do that right now, this will absolutely change everything for you with your business. So, doing a pre batch day has you, I believe, in a certain part of your brain so that you don't have to pinball back and forth between creating that and then going to film. So, I do this on like a Wednesday for about an hour. I'll go in and do all of that. And then for my actual batch day, that's when I'm filming talking videos, my B rolls, I'm filming those. And then I'm sitting down and I'm scheduling all that content. And what I found is that's how I can stay consistent. I've been on social media for a really long time. And I started with video in 2019. And I used to just create content every day. But I know that if you guys are listening to this, you probably are like, that's why I feel really burnt out. So, my encouragement to you is to try this. The way to really do it well is to use AI as a partner, because I think Nancy saw yesterday, there would be some things that it would give to me, whether it's a caption or a text on screen that I'd want to change a little bit or change the tone. I always say, like, I'm a friendly, conversational, like, person. That is kind of how I speak. And if you're somebody that, I'm more of an authority, I really want to speak this way, make sure you tell your AI that. But I believe that if you do this, you can really get all of your content done for the week within an hour, and it's life changing.
Yeah. So you and I are such believers in investing in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we met. We were in a coaching group with Brooke Hemingway, and just had an incredible time together last year. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it costs money to be a part of that group, but what I gained from that was absolutely so incredible. And I saw the power of actually investing in myself, spending that time, spending that money, and the growth that I was able to see. And I'm mentioning this because you and I both host retreats. We're actually hosting retreats at the same time. Mine is in the Tulsa area, but Jordan's going somewhere really fun. So I wanted you to, not that the Tulsa area is not fun, but anyway, she knows I'm an Oklahoma girl. I love Oklahoma. But I wanted you to talk about that, investing in this retreat coming up, because you are looking for ladies to come alongside you, or you actually come alongside them and you help make this so easy. Because sometimes it's just spending, a certain amount of money, learning it, knowing how to do it. Because I do know you, and you have a team of people that help you do all of this, but that can get expensive. And so you actually just share with people in a weekend how simple it can be. I know you make it fun. So I would love for you to kind of share a little bit about this upcoming retreat, what you're offering, what people could expect to gain from it. Women specifically, because it's a women's retreat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Guys are cool, but not for this retreat. But love you guys.
I agree.
I'm so excited. This will be our fourth one, and we're going to Oceanside, California. It is at a beautiful beach house right on the beach. I am obsessed with it. I hunted for this house. The location is great and all that's awesome. But what I'm so excited about is the clarity and the confidence that I know you will leave with, because I saw that in every single woman that came to our Scottsdale retreat in April. Some things that they've learned is not just batching, because, you can watch all the courses, buy all the courses, go to the trainings. But when you get in the room and you actually do it, things change so much. So at my retreats, we batch 30 plus days of content together. It is so fun. Believe it or not, I think it's fun. And the girls now, they're like, okay, I get it. I like this. So we'll be doing that. But there's also hands-on sessions with me. And I go over really the things that I'm seeing now. If you want your social media to start working for you and help growing your impact and your income, what you should be doing without all of the fluff. So we're sharing my screen in real time on my phone. I'm walking you guys through things. Everything is recorded. And what I love about it is that time together is so great, but I also support you before and after, because that's when you're implementing. So it is such a great time. And what I've seen from the girls that have come, a lot of them, I forced them to do talking videos to the camera. I made them go live while they were there, because I'm a big believer that it's only scary because it's not familiar to you. And so I said, we're going to get out there and we're going to do it. You're not leaving the house to go to the airport until you do it. Love you so much. And so we did the things, but these women have been posting carousels, talking videos, B rolls. They're being consistent in their stories, and their businesses are reflecting that. And so, what I love to do is make content and make social media simple, because that's really how you can stay consistent. You don't need all of the fancy things popping on the screen. You don't need to know all of the fancy editing. I think what's really missing on social media for most people is themselves. It's them.
Okay.
And so when you
Yeah.
learn to do that, everything changes. So, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. That retreat sounds really amazing. And it is fun to have a getaway. So the women who are thinking about it, who would like a little getaway, because I know you'll have some sun, some sand, some
for
learning,
sure.
along the way, and just a lot of fun. And when you kind of get a group together of like-minded women, especially people who are trying to learn, they can all help each other too, and then they meet and connect. And so, if you're looking for something that is going to be informative, educational, something that will give you tangible takeaways, meet some cool people, I encourage you to check out Jordan's retreat, because I know it will be stellar. So I'm glad that you talked about that. I just think, yeah, you are so smart about things. And again, the way that you explain things is just so easy. I mean, I had yesterday in my group, I had people asking, what is B-roll? What is a carousel? So I'll just share. She had a whole presentation she was going to do, and she totally pivoted after we had lunch. She realized kind of what she needed to talk about with the group, so we could get some valuable content and takeaways from her. And she was able to easily do that because she is so knowledgeable. So, so that was, awesome that you were able to do that. So, what is it like to be in one of your communities? Just kind of talk to me about that, because I know you and I know your heart for helping. Just kind of share maybe what communities you have, and how you know, work with people.
Yeah. I have two communities actually. My first one is the Social Powerhouse community, and it is free. It's open to anyone that is looking to grow what they want on social media. And what you can expect in there is I give a lot of great tips, and it's such a positive space. So if I see anything like an Instagram update, or if I'm trying something different and it's working really well, I'm going in there and I'm sharing it, because I'm a firm believer that, like, you can't give enough away. Like, people take it, they go do it. It's great. Like, I want to see you win. That is like my heart personally. And so that's my big community. There's about almost 900 people in it right now whenever we're filming this. And then I also have a membership, and it's called the Social 411. I love it. And that's where I dive a little bit deeper. And I also give a content drop every Friday. So for the women that really just want it to be like, take away all the guesswork, you'll know what's trending with the audios that I give you. You'll know some ideas for some hooks that you can do, and you can kind of tweak and work it and make it sound like you, and also what to film for B roll. So, what I've loved seeing with that group specifically is just how simple it can be, and that they take it and they run with it. I do, of course, trainings in there. I was just talking about stories today with them, but it's a really great space. And it's awesome. Like, it makes me so excited just to see everybody
Yeah.
doing all the things.
Yeah, that's neat. I like the educational part, because if there is somebody who's not able to make it to the retreat, or somebody who just kind of wants to get to know you, they are able to join your free community.
Yeah.
But then also somebody, you have all the good levels, Jordan. Somebody who wants to join, um, you know, your paid community too, because you provide so much value. I know that about you, for sure. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so in wrapping up, one of the questions that I ask at the end, and it has to do with passion, but I'm wondering what you are passionate about right now.
A lot of things. I think what I'm really passionate about is really helping a lot of women this year see how simple it can be to start making income on social media. And I want to be able to do that, whether they want, like you said, to come to my retreat or they can't make that happen, but they could come and do something different. But I want to keep sharing the ways that they can do it, because I believe like you're just one decision away from deciding to go for it, and it changes everything for you. Because it's not just about making money, it's also, of course, growing the impact that you want. But when you do both of those things and you are in it, you're able to do so much more in your life. And I think that your impact just grows from there. And I definitely don't think if you're watching this like it's random. So I'm really passionate about helping women just be able to start stepping out and doing the things they want to on social media, because it is not oversaturated. Nobody can do it better than the way you can do it. You need to start now. Like, it's time.
Okay. That is such good advice. And it's so cool because you have actually seen how you've been able to grow and scale multi six-figure businesses and through social media. And so just knowing all of these tricks and what, your heart for connecting people is so cool. And you've done that through social media also, and building community, all of that. Social media is key. It is truly key. And so, yeah, I'm excited for my group to get to know you better, and hopefully people will sign up for the retreat. They will take that time. They will invest in themselves. They will get to know Jordan, and just be able to know social media, navigate social media, have the confidence to put themselves on camera. Going through all those steps, that's just critical. And it's just the next step in growth. So anyway, you do make that easy. So thank you so much for visiting today. This has been awesome. We will go live in the school community on June 17th at 11 a.m. And if you are hearing this after that, then catch the recording, either the recording in school, this podcast, and connect with Jordan, because she has so much great knowledge to share. So thank you so much, Jordan. I appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I appreciate you being here. And don't forget to connect with me on social media. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn are at Sharing Passion and Purpose, and Twitter is at Passion Sharing. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.